So now I'd like to introduce the members of our school committee. Joel Montero is not here today. He's taking his son up to college, so he was unable to be here, but he sends his greetings to all of you for a wonderful school year. Jessica Beauchesne is here with us today. She's co-chair of the school committee, and she was the one holding the door outside of the auditorium. Jessica, round of applause for Jessica. Charlie Jones is with us today. Charlie has been with us every single year. And two new members of our school committee, Jenny Azzanero. Jenny, if you'd stand up, a wonderful asset. And Max Randall, a recent graduate and a wonderful asset to the school committee. So thank you for all that you do for us. We really appreciate it. I'd like to introduce some of the staff that should have been sitting on stage, but because we haven't, actually, the technology here needs a little more work to do, so they ordinarily would be here on stage. I would like to introduce my two assistant superintendents, Dr. Celeste Bola, who we call our grant writer, millions of dollars brought into our district. Dr. Sandy Ferran, if it weren't for her last year, stand up Sandy, and her plan for Thank you very much. Our directors, Leslie Anderson, Director of Special Education. Leslie. Dan Russell, our Director of Technology. Denisa Gallant, our MLL Director. Craig Enos, our money man. Craig. Tony Fiola, Director of Facilities and Security. Tony. And Diana Crocken, Director of Director of Operations, really, enrollment, transportation, and everything else we ask to do. Our Assistant Directors, Julian McDonald. Peter Guerrero, our Assistant Facilities Director. Is Mike here this morning? Our controller, he works in Craig's department. Thank you, Mike. And of course, our principals, who can't be with us today. Normally, they would be on the stage too. Principal Karen Rebello, pre-K. Karen Moore, Waddington Elementary. Susan Wiley, Hennessy Elementary. Katina Villa, Silver Spring. Warren Reddy, Kent Heights. Warren Marshon, White Neck. Lisa Pita, Orlo. Andrew Scott, Myron J. Francis. Bill Black, Martin Middle School. Bob Perry, Riverside Middle School. And Toby Gibbons, who hasn't seen the school with everybody in it in over a year. Toby Gibbons, principal. Our assistant principals, Bob Correa and Leanne Furtado. Jane Messier at Martin Middle School. And Fran Silvero at Riverside Middle School. And I must mention our deans. We have Nellie Mulholland at Myron J. Francis. Chris Russo at Orlo. Amy Watson at White Neck. Monica Lucci at Penn Heights. Stacy Messier at Hennessy. Alyssa Chamberlain at Waddington. Corey Howland at Waddington. And Dina Franciscon at Silver Spring. This is the team that works for you day in and day out. Some of our technology staff have been here till 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. morning. Some of our assistant principals too at the high school, our principals. We have been working here day and night. So this is the team that works for you all of the time. So we'd like to give them all a round of applause. You'll see the signs around the schools. All day, every school day is going to be our motto for this year. This year's goal is attendance. Every child, every day. Our goal is to improve our student attendance. We must improve our student attendance. Research proves that if a student is in attendance in school on a daily basis, their achievement will improve. The best way to do this is to be role models for our students. We're going to be looking for reasons why students aren't coming to school. We're not going to be punitive. Punitive doesn't solve any of our problems. I think we all know that. So we're going to be looking to solutions as to why children are not coming to school. And we're going to implement those solutions on a school-by-school basis. We're going to continue to use the attendance nudge school-wide. Diana Clarkin has been going into the buildings and meeting with parents where truancy exists, and we're going to continue with that. Diana's done a wonderful job with that, but we have to do more. We expect that there's going to be a problem, maybe with students re-entering this year because of the COVID crisis. With ESSER funding, we're adding more social workers to our schools. And those social workers are going to do parent outreach for us to help improve the attendance. There are many new initiatives that are happening throughout the district. One of them is the Right to Read Act, which is really a law now, where teachers, elementary teachers, certain high school teachers, certain middle school teachers must be trained in right to read. It takes 50 to sometimes 60 hours of training. It falls on the backs of our elementary teachers primarily. So we have implemented that with grants that Dr. Bola has written for professional development to provide them with the necessary hours that they need for us to implement the law as a district. It was passed by the House and the Senate. We are going to continue with our curriculum. Unfortunately, we started the rollout with English and COVID hit on March 13th. So we're going to continue rolling out our ELA curriculum. This year we also will be rolling out our math curriculum. And our elementary teachers and our middle school teachers attended professional development related to the math curriculum. We'll also be looking at and studying and developing a science curriculum, pre-K through 12. We continue to be on our curriculum cycle, and we will stay on that curriculum cycle as they will be living documents. We will be developing a social-emotional initiative, and we will continue, we started last year, and we will continue that this year. Our social-emotional coordinator will be going into more classrooms and working with teachers as we move forward. We want to take this opportunity to thank our nurses in particular, and Diane Wallace, our head nurse. Last year, we could not have done it without the cooperation and hard work of our nurses. They were our first responders, so let's give those nurses a special thank you to all of our unions, the NEA Teachers Union, the NEA Paraprofessionals Union, the NEA Administrative Assistants Union, and the Council 94 Custodians and Maintenance Union for their collaboration and cooperation last year. We Thank you all. Let's give a round of applause for our new members. I want to give a special thank you to Representative Greg Amori. He received the Crowley Award for outstanding dedication to public education, sponsored by the Superintendent's Association last year. He is a true crusader for public education. And Senator Val Lawson, who we're lucky to have on our staff as well, and a supporter of public education. Let's give those two a round of applause. Last year, we had to do it virtually. We identified our Teachers of the Year. I feel like you are all Teachers of the Year after what you've gone through these past 15 months. However, from each school, John Turbett, East Providence High School. Haley Cunningham, Riverside Middle School. Katie received East Providence Teacher of the Year nominee. Paul Tarasevich, Martin Middle School. Elizabeth Matthew, Myra J. Francis. Kayla Creighton, Hennessy. Lauren Gilbert, Kent Heights. And Gail Ramos, Oldham. And Lacey Hugo, pre-K. Congratulations to all those teachers. They would normally be sitting on stage with the directors and assistant superintendents. I'm sorry, Bob Hanlon, I forgot to mention Bob Hanlon. Bob Hanlon is our new Director of Career and Technical. Bob returned to us from Bristol Warren, and we're very grateful that he did return. Thanks, Bob. Our social emotional coordinator, Tabitha. Tabitha has sent you those emails on a weekly basis. Some of us have tried her recipes and also tried her suggestions for stress relief. Tabitha will also be going into the classrooms more this year and working very closely with our principals on our social emotional issues and initiatives. I have to thank our technology team. I can't tell you what a summer it's been for them. Ben Russell, Alfred, Carlos, Justin, and John. Without their support and their technical expertise, we would not be here today. Yes, we still do have some technology problems, but they work through it with our architects, with our engineers, and they've done a wonderful job. So I'd like a big round of applause. Funny story, last night Alfred sends me the video so I could see it. Well, I can't get in because it talks about copyrights. So I email Alfred, he said, oh, YouTube has changed some things, let me see, I'll get around it. So, anyway, he said, I'm gonna send you an invite. I said, okay. So he sends an invite, I respond, yes. Well, I don't realize, my picture comes up in the top, his comes on the bottom, and then the YouTube. My problem was I was in bed with my jammies on. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking that I discovered my picture on the screen. So I thank them anyway for their expertise. Besides walking into a wall, I'm actually a mess right now. All right, so we'd like to also introduce our principals, our assistant principals, our directors, our administrators. I do expect that this year will be a little different. I want it to be as normal as possible, but we are going to abide by the governor's executive order, and we are going to abide by the CDC guidelines as well as the Rhode Island Department of Health guidelines. I'm going to encourage all of you to get vaccinated if you have not been vaccinated. We have have set up a confidential line where I'm asking you to send in a picture of your vaccination card. I only have access to it. No one else has access to it. As besides being superintendent, I wear the hat of HR right at the moment. I am the only one that has access. I guess they didn't wait. So anyway, I need to know that because we still have to quarantine. If you have been closer to a person for longer than 15 minutes and closer than 6 feet, unless you're vaccinated, you'll have to be quarantined. In order to not quarantine you, I need proof that you are vaccinated. So I'm asking you, please, as the governor is asking the state, and in some cases mandating, and I saw that 2 officials, one being Seth Magazina, can't recall the other person, it might have been Nelly Goria, is asking that the governor require vaccination of teachers. I don't know where that will sit, but I'm giving you a heads up. That was in the newspaper today and on the news last night. That has not happened. Now, if there is a reason, and there may be, that you cannot be vaccinated, if you just let us know that, we will excuse you from the vaccination. There may be medical reasons that you cannot receive the vaccination, and we understand that, and we will certainly uphold that, as well as religious exemptions, which is a little bit more difficult. Okay, however, we will uphold those 2 exemptions. We are having vaccination clinics right here in the district, one at the high school, one at Martin Middle School, and one at Riverside Middle School. So they're 5 to 8. We're running it in coordination with the fire department. I believe the first one here at the high school is on the 15th, correct, Tony? And then on the 16th, is it at Martin? And then that Friday at Riverside. But I've sent out a notice, I will send out another notice, and it's 5 to 8. We will be doing Binex testing for students in the schools. And we are going to set up a Binex testing night for any parents or students who would like to come in and have a test. We're not randomly, and you must have approval of the parent. If a child is symptomatic, we will do a Binex test and then send them for a PCR test before they can return. And it's a 7-day quarantine if positive. Excuse me. Diane Wallace will be sending out weekly updates to you all, so you know the situation in the district. All of the cleaning will take place in the schools as we did last year. In the elementary schools, we're trying to keep the pods as pure as we possibly can. But they are having all of their activities, all of their specialists. We're going to try to be as normal as possible. In the middle and the high school, it's a little more difficult, as you know, to keep any type of pods. We know that. We're going to stress distancing, and we're going to stress vaccinations of high school students, and we are going to stress cleanliness. Because 12 and above, we're going to, again, with newsletters going out, ask parents to please have their children vaccinated. It is the best prevention against COVID, the Delta variant. Any medical questions, please contact Diane Wallace at Riverside Middle School. She has a business cell phone that we'll send out in our next newsletter. We've sent it out before. Please call her. She will entertain any medical questions that you have related to the COVID. I wish you, and I know it's going to be a very good year. We're going to be very positive about our re-entry plan. We're going to be very positive about what we can do with students. Our athletics, our extracurricular activities are running as normal right now. We are required to wear masks in our building right now, and we will abide by that. Our PTOs are invited into our buildings, but if you can do anything outside, we are recommending it. Principals are in charge of who they are going to let into their buildings, and that will be based on cases that arise. We already have one case of a student that goes to a particular school and that student can't come back right away. The Rhode Island Department of Health notifies me immediately. I refer it to Dr. Green and Diane Wallace, and we're keeping track of that. They begin the contact tracing, so we know who's been involved. The child has not been in school, so there is no contact tracing. So I wish you well. If there's anything I can do, another mistake. I'm sorry, I didn't mention Kim Forrest, Teacher of the Year at Wallow Elementary School. So I wish you a very, very good year. Right now, you're all going to go back to your rooms on the computer. We have a presentation from a guest speaker on social emotional learning. I believe there's going to be about a 10-minute break in that. Is it, Ben, do you know?
Not sure. It starts at 10 o'clock.
It starts at 10 o'clock. Okay, so you've got about 20 minutes, so if you're at your computers, this is a required attendance to the special speaker on social emotional learning. Correct, Sandy? Yeah. Okay. Any questions that anyone has they'd like to ask today? Again, I am so excited to be sitting in this auditorium in this new school for our students and for the staff that have lived through some of the things we've lived through at that old high school. I'm asking you to be patient, and I'm asking school people who call you, please be patient. There are still things that we are working out, such as the sound system here in the auditorium, various other small issues, nothing preventing us from opening tomorrow with our ninth graders. Nothing that prevents us from opening tomorrow. Just be patient. We're experiencing COVID backlog. If any of you have ordered furniture, refrigerators, my toilet took 8 weeks to come in. We're experiencing shipping issues right now of certain things. For example, the 9 refrigerators that are in the building are not the refrigerators that we bought, but the company is allowing us to use them until the refrigerators come in. Okay, so the refrigerators are here. They're not the new refrigerators that we ordered, but they're in the building until our refrigerators come in. We have different dates when things are arriving. Some things a little more difficult, but nothing that prevents us from opening this building. All right, have a wonderful year. Take care and thank you.